Gosh, man, some of these answers could be very in depth, but
Take your time. And real quick interjection. Going in depth is not a problem. I appreciate like I sometimes get these forum questions and people are like super brusque and like they don't elaborate on anything. It makes the coaching session tricky. So I am more than welcome for you to be chatty about it.
Right, my duo bought this for my duo. Actually, this is my birthday present. Actually, the coaching.
Oh, nice.
Me and my duo, we go way back 6 years now. I think in this game. Wanted to hit. We're still not GM. But we're gonna make it one of these.
Surely, we'll get there.
Gosh. So, yeah, I always watch your content, and then she was like, "All right, I'm gonna buy you a Spilo session." I'm like, "Awesome." Oh, that reminds me, actually, my duo and we don't agree. Is your name Spilo or Spilo?
It depends on if you're from Europe or from America.
That's crazy. It's actually different depending on where you're from.
Well, it's kind of a joke because it's always been Spilo. But when I coached in EU and spent a lot of time in EU, and for many years, it was for whatever reason people just said Spilo and it just kind of stuck, and so people just called me like you could tell like almost what region they're from by how they pronounce my name.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And people I've worked with for literally years to call me Spilo, so it's like it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so it doesn't matter, but a lot of Europeans. Oh yeah, I was in Spilo. All right, side tangent.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyways, coaching for me, I did coaching one time with I think Awkward at one point, and that worked out well. I think coaching it speeds up the process. I think because like I gained an entire rank. I went from like Diamond to Masters earlier in season 2 of Overwatch because of coaching, and that's kind of the idea of coaching. I think it. You pay money to speed up your learning process because the coach just tells you, hey, this is what you're doing wrong, and now you can work on it instead of you trying to figure out through game after game what you're doing wrong.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to mention, I see that you asked in the session, I don't know if you can with the computer, but you can stream the session if you want to, of course.
No worries. I didn't set that up because I think I'm way too tired to be entertaining afterwards.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I think the way that you put it there is it doesn't really replace the work, but it can make it more efficient, right? I think that's the big process. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so you've been playing for a while, and you're on a Kiriko player. Now, what does your hero pool look like over the course of Overwatch? It's not a question I always ask, but you've been playing for a long time, so how has that kind of changed over time?
So back in Overwatch 1, I was actually the tank, off-tank, main tank duo with my duo. Going into Overwatch 2, couldn't really do that anymore. I was the Zarya Diva player. Most hours on Zarya, then Diva 2, and that was basically. Then I had to play Hog and Orisa sometimes. I should not have played Orisa, but I think my duo gaslit me into playing Orisa with Shield. Worst experience ever. I hated it. And then coming into Overwatch 2, one of us had to swap roles, and I was like, you're not swapping roles. I know you love tank too much. I'll just go on to support. And I started playing Ana Kiriko. I played basically Ana, and then picked up Kiriko, and I play a little bit I swap occasionally to Bap and Mercy, but it's basically all like. Actually, I have Overwatch open. Let me just go on. Just look at my hours. 255 hours on Ana. This in Overwatch 2, and then 123 on Kiriko, and that goes all the way down to 36 on Mercy. So that's the gap.
Okay, makes sense. I mean, I like Ana, I like Kiriko. I think they're fun, a lot of fun to play. Very flexible. Not really any situation where one of those isn't going to be good, and makes sense. Okay, so I guess have you enjoyed that transition? Because obviously it wasn't your first choice initially, but since then have you kind of gotten into where like it's fun for you?
Oh, I enjoy the choice a lot more than my duo. Oh gosh, my duo's not enjoying the tank meta these days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I enjoy it. I definitely don't think I would prefer playing tank or DPS in this in Overwatch 2 versus support. I think I'm enjoying it. I have blast on Kiriko, Ana and Kiriko. I have a blast on support. I don't think. Yeah.
Okay,
it's fun.
Good. Well, good. As long as you're having a blast, then it makes it easy to reach your goals. That's the key thing. Okay.
I think maybe I should play a little bit sometime. I should get a third hero or something because I think I do get slowly more bored and tired of it. But
what hero?
The 2 heroes.
What hero would you think it would be?
Probably Baptiste, maybe. I enjoy Baptiste a little bit, but I just don't feel comfortable sometimes on him compared to my main two. So I sometimes like try picking up. I'm like, oop, I don't feel like I'm winning right now. So I go
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What you'll need to do is you'll need to, depending on how big that gap is, maybe the gap's not too big, but if the gap is big, you're going to need to get an alt account, because otherwise you'll drop rank, and because you're on a Kiriko games will be only a small percentage of what you'll play. You'll play like
Hmm.
BAP games and you'll lose a lot. You'll be frustrated, or you'll play on a Kiriko games. It'll be too easy.
Hmm.
So I would say if the gap is pretty large, just get an alt account. If the gap's not that big, maybe just bite the bullet. I remember when I swapped coincidentally to Ana Zen play
Hmm.
off of tank. Sounds familiar, right?
Hmm.
Back in Overwatch 1, I dropped like 500, 550 SR.
Oh
And
Lord.
yeah, it wasn't just tough on my mental though. It was also just difficult for practice quality, because like every game that like I was playing Zen on was like ridiculously easy. And then every game that I was playing Ana on was like ridiculously hard. And it was just like this awkward dynamic. So
Yeah.
just kind
Yeah.
of keep that in mind. I don't think you necessarily have to pick up another character, but if you do get bored. Now, there's one other thing you can do as well to accelerate that process is you could go like, okay, which of the two that do you not like quite as much on our character? Which one do you like more? Which one do you not like quite as much?
I think I like. I think I like Ana more than a
Okay.
lot more. I'm confident. Like I
Okay.
get. I think Kiriko is the one I auto buy it a little bit more on.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So then you could transition your hero pool into BAP Ana and move your Kiriko hours away and put that into Baptiste. So not only would you be playing a character that you enjoy more, but because you're not adding another character, you're kind of like subtracting, then adding a character. You'll accelerate your improvement of Baptiste because you'll just play more of him, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's something that I do a lot with like, well, I'm actually doing it right now. I'm doing it today because I'm going to be playing some Venture on stream. I try to learn the new character, how to play the new character. And inevitably I always tank my DPS or tank or support SR, whatever I'm playing, because I've never played this character before. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I go in a rank, I drop like a full rank, and then I pretty quickly gain that right back again as I learn how to play the character better.
Right. Okay. That makes
So
sense. Just
there's a lot of ways of approaching it. Just give it some thought, see what works best for you.
Maybe alternate. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely
Now
can say that.
you say on your forum you play around 10 hours of Overwatch per week.
So it's kind of weird. I'd say like it's a few nights a week for like a few hours, right? Maybe I think it's like 3 or 4 nights, like three or 4 nights maybe, and then
Got it.
we play a few hours. It depends. Actually, unironically, on my duo's mental, because sometimes she just gets tilted. I'm like, all right, let's stop. Right, let's stop. Let's calm down.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. I would say one of the tricky things is with playing with duo, and I don't think this is going to change here, is you have to understand that like when you're playing with a duo, it's actually really funny. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you. You're gonna get the early release content. All right, you ready for this one?
Okay. Yeah.
So I actually haven't posted this just yet. I'm just gonna send it to you.
Oh wait, you got a video already? And
I
it's
haven't.
not uploaded.
Yeah, well, it's unlisted. It's the there. I just dropped it in your Discord DMs.
Oh shoot!
All right,
Okay.
this will probably be going live sometime next week, but you're getting the early access. I won't bore you with all the tiny details, but I would give that a skim. And just understand that when you're playing with a dude, there are disadvantages and advantages. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm not saying that you necessarily need to change your thing, but being with a duo and being very improvement focused can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So yeah, anyway, I won't go down the details. No, it's okay. It's okay. I won't go down the details of it. I just would recommend giving that video a check and seeing what small adjustments that maybe you could do. Maybe it could be like play one solo queue game per day, or maybe it is just you just commit to the duo and just roll with it and just focus on yourself, because you can do it. You can make it work. It just might be hard.
100%, 100%. I understand it completely, because I'm like, there's advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantages are clear. Like some nights, I'm not doing well or she's not doing well, and I can't necessarily always control necessarily what how she's performing, right? And
Right.
we'll both be doing all the same. We'll keep going.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things. It's like you just might get better at different skills. Like you might have to, like after today's session, I might have you working on things that are going to be kind of tough to do in duo queue, because you're kind of focused on communication and team play and working with a duo. And like I might be telling you to kind of int a little bit and like limit test a little bit, and like I'm sure your duo will be fine with that, considering she's the one that got you the session. But as long as you're aware that that's going to be the case. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, playtime really quick there.
Oh gosh, yeah.
When
Okay.
you say 3 to 4, a couple hours, 3 to 4 days per week, that's pretty good. Is that going to be enough to hit Grandmaster? It's going to be tough. It's going to be close. You're going to be on the lower end of the total playtime for Grandmaster.
Oh
But
wow.
I do think it's possible. I do think it's possible.
Right.
When I got
Okay.
to Grandmaster in Overwatch 1, I played around 2.5 to 3 hours a day, about 6 days a week. About 6 days a week.
Dang.
And so that's a pretty significant more amount than you. Now you're not tons more, but it is a significant amount more than you.
Mm-hmm. It's like
Now,
double.
right, almost double. Now, what I've realized since then is that I think that you could get to Grandmaster with less, and I have coached people to Grandmaster with less.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's just you just have to make sure that those hours are really, really high value, really high quality.
Mm-hmm.
And what that quality means is making sure that you're taking breaks between games. Maybe you've heard me talk about that in some of my videos, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure that you have that one specific goal that you're going into, making sure that you're getting enough sleep, all that kind of stuff, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I understand that a lot because that's I think it's something I'm trying to work on. Just trying to work on my goal and focusing during the games that I have. Because sometimes I like slip into autopiloting, and I think that's
Yeah.
the nature of things. But I dislike how much I do it. Because some games I feel like I enter in like a Zen mode, and I'm focused. I'm there. I'm present. And other times I'm like, shoot, wait, I'm just I forgot. I'm forgetting about like what I'm supposed to be working on.
So the question is what when you see or notice that you're slipping into that autopilot, what's the environment with which that autopilot arrives in? Like, in what circumstances do you notice that more? Because I actually had this realization last night, but I'm curious to see, what about you?
Could be part of it. Could be because I do stream my games and stuff, and I might be like distracted by chat. Or actually, part of it is I do have a duo, so sometimes we're actually having a little bit too much fun, and we're actually like laughing and joking.
Yeah, yeah,
And we're like,
yeah.
oh shoot, we're just throwing right now,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. I mean, part of the fun is also what keeps you playing, though, in the first place. Though,
Mhm.
you don't want to
Absolutely.
make it not fun, because otherwise you wouldn't want to play Overwatch, and then you never get better at Overwatch. Ironically, but I guess basically what I'm asking is, like, when you go from like a little bit, you're dialed in versus you're totally autopilot. Why? Try to next time that happens. Don't need to be like a therapist or a psychologist here, but do try to kind of like look at like the circumstances and understand why. Yesterday I was playing some Venture, and I played okay. I wasn't playing all that well, but I was trying to practice, trying to work, and then I ended up doing a lot of work and doing this and that, and then I had 2 coaching sessions I had to do, and they did a lot of editing work and did a lot of writing, a lot of projects, and I read back like 50 messages and yada yada yada. Anyway, long story short, it was like 20 minutes before I had dinner, and I was like, you know what? I'll just queue up a Venture game really quick. I'm a little tired, but it didn't go very well.
Mhm.
And I'm like thinking back, and I'm like frustrated about how it went. I played really badly, and and I sat there and I realized, like, am I stupid? Of course it wasn't going to go well. I'm exhausted. I've spent like the last like 7 hours straight working. I didn't get up and move around. I had already played Venture a lot earlier. I didn't really even go in with a specific goal of what I was practicing that game. I just kind of like queued up, and physician heal thyself, right? Like I make the
Mhm.
same mistakes that I try to help other people with, and of course it went really badly. I was autopiloting a lot that game, and I
Right.
wasn't really specifically practicing. So I think that's kind of like the self-awareness that you need to try to attain if you want to be good long term, if you want to be
Mhm.
productive long term.
Huh. Okay. Just figure out why I'm so focused right now, like what's triggering that, and then what's triggering me when I'm
Yeah,
like not even I'm not
exactly.
in it.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Like I said, it's going to be going in with goals. It's going to be things like sleep. It's going to be things like having, making sure that you are taking those short little breaks. But also, I think like it's going to take a little bit of practice to like find out maybe there's something unique to you that distracts you. Like you said, when you're playing a lot, you're streaming. Sometimes that's a bit of a distraction for me too, but that's not something the average player would struggle with. So I don't know.
Hmm.
It might be worth looking more into that and seeing like what are some unique problems that you need to kind of be aware of that shift your quality of practice to bad to good. Again, not the quality of your play. Like, you could be playing kind of poorly, but you're like really focused and practicing hard. That's still good, right? It's just when you're just kind of like zoning out. That's we want to find out, why is that happening? How can we avoid that from happening quite as often? That makes
Right.
sense.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll look into. I'll try being more cognizant of that as
Yeah, sure,
play,
sure,
I
sure.
guess.
And create a better environment for the play is the big thing. I think
Hmm.
nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect when it comes to that, but I think people can definitely be better or worse. Okay, so Um, Understanding you feel like is something that's a bit of a weakness for you. Sometimes I doubt I'm playing the game right. And also I have trouble concentrating. We talked a little bit about that
Yeah,
already. So, but when you say understanding, what understanding in particular?
I was thinking more about that. I don't know if that's necessarily it. I think maybe it's not understanding the game because I feel like I kind of understand it enough. I think maybe it's the goals that I choose to work on. That's it. Maybe I think I'm questioning if I'm actually working on the right like goals. If that's the issue with my gameplay, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, right? Because I might be targeting the wrong thing, and that's actually one of my stronger points, and I need to be working on one of my weaknesses, right? Instead of
Sure. And if there is something understanding wise, like hopefully in this gameplay review, we'll find out exactly what it is. And so it won't necessarily be as much of a weakness after this. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Because I'm good to jump into the gameplay review if you're good too.
Oh gosh, I think I'm good for now. I think I'm good
All
on
right.
that for now.
Let's take a look at some gameplay here.
All right, you want probably a replay code, so I got I got this guy right here. This was a game like a week ago, but it was. I feel like I played well, but we didn't win. We just barely lost. Dang
Double
it! Please tell
check.
me that works.
Yeah, double check the code. It might have gotten wiped, or maybe it was typed incorrectly. Because there was a wipe Tuesday. Keep that in mind.
No, not Tuesday. It was like, oh gosh, wait, it was last week, I think. I remember playing it on
Oh no.
stream. Give me a
Oh no.
second. I don't think I could look that far back because I was in Hollywood. Oh, brother.
That sucks. Welcome to the replay code cancer. It's just the absolute worst.
I did not realize it wipes that early.
That's fine. Have you played since then?
Yeah, I played quite a few games. I just don't know which one's
Okay.
like a good game. I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games yesterday.
Okay. Anything close, or if you have any maps where you're like, I remember playing this and I wasn't sure exactly how to approach it.
Oh gosh, let me think.
Your time.
Okay, I'm trying to remember which one's even a close game. I think this other Hollywood game, I think was close. This is rookie competitive. This was I playing BAP in this game? What the heck? Why was I on BAP? Oh, I think I remember. Okay.
You're expanding that hero pool already, I guess.
Yeah, I sometimes get on him. I've been trying to like get on him a little bit more because I think I've been getting bored of Kiriko. You know what? What's the worst that could happen if I click on this game? I'm sure
Surely it'll be fine.
Gosh, I really wanted that game. That was a good game to review.
Oh, that sucks.
Wait, let me. Okay, that was not a quick. I'm just double checking all the games I've had recently. That's not it. No, that's not a good one. Okay. All right, we're gonna go with this Hollywood game, I guess. I guess we're learning BAP now. All right. How do I grab the replay code? Unironically.
Yeah. So go here, and you're gonna go share at the bottom thing, and then it will give you a code.
Wait, how did you see share? Why? How? I
Click
see
on the
view
thing.
game report.
Click game, and then
Replays.
Yeah.
There
You
we
can also
go.
see that this really unfortunate ranked game that I had yesterday, that it was going badly, and then we had a thunderstorm, and the Wi-Fi cuts out with 5 seconds left to go in the game. So I also got punished for that. It was like the worst thing ever.
Bad timing.
Ugh.
Okay, let's see. Wait, click on that. Share. There's the code. Okay,
Brilliant.
great. I'm hoping this game's a good one. I did not. I don't think I played that well in this one. I can't even remember.
I will find out.
Especially if I was playing on BAP, that was not the hero I usually typically.
Okay,
I think I played on BAP because I was getting. I didn't want to go on Kiriko, and I was struggling for some reason.
Oh yeah, so I'm seeing Ana and BAP here. So do you want to look at both Ana and BAP? We can.
Yeah, let's look at both. We're gonna learn BAP anyways, right?
Sure, might as well. Let's take a look here. So
and I feel more confident in what I need to do with technically Ana.
Yeah. Okay. Everything look okay on your end?
Yeah, I could watch the stream.
All right, sounds good. So Ana, what makes Ana unique? Are there any things that you've been working on with Ana? What do you want to be accomplishing as Ana? Yada.
I feel like I die too much in unfortunate circumstances with Ana. But I think, gosh, that's a question. What's that the question?
What about Ana? Why Ana? What do you need to be doing with Ana? A lot of questions in one, really.
I think it's about managing how much pressure you want to put out while not being too, you know, uh gosh, let me turn off this music. I feel like
Sure, sure. This is the real focus challenge. This is where you actually train
this is
your
where I'm training my
autopilot. It's
focus.
actually right now.
I mean the big thing is honest power is all in her like cooldowns, right?
Right.
So that's how you impact the fight.
Hmm.
And you don't. So I want to put out as much pressure with my cooldowns, my damage as possible while not dying and keeping
Hmm.
my team alive, basically, I guess.
Sure. Makes sense. Now we say, it's all about like managing your pressure without dying. I think this is kind of goes back to what we are talking about when you say that, oh, I tend to autopilot. Don't just kind
Mhm.
of blame that on that. It's the same thing with dying. We were saying, what do you need to be doing? What about to prevent the autopilot? Or and under what circumstances do you find yourself more likely to autopilot? And then address that root issue. Same thing with Ana. If you find yourself dying too much as Ana, don't just say, I need to work on not dying. Well, why? Why are you dying? Under what circumstances? Is it cooldown mismanagement, cover usage,
Uh,
getting too close, right?
I would say it's because I think I just don't respect like the enemy DPS. I think I just
Okay.
for gore they're there sometimes. Like they might be
Yeah.
shooting at me and I'm not looking at them.
Yeah.
I'm I'm trying I'm trying to land a sick nade. I'm not paying
Yeah.
attention
Yeah.
to that Hanzo trying to pop shots in my head.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
got you. I got you. But that's just like a good general rule moving forward
yeah.
is try to always address like exactly what goes wrong
What
here.
I
So
need to work right.
exactly. Because
Mm.
it's always more complicated, or maybe not more complicated, but it's always something more specific. Like for example, right here.
With both of my cooldowns.
Well, okay, yeah, you whiffed both of your cooldowns, but I think in the reality here, my major problem is I don't really see the need for you to complete or even go for this rotation here,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's
You already have a bit of an angle. You have a nice sight line. You have a nice cover for both your sleep dart and nade. So it's this rotation in the open for no real reason.
well,
That's
yeah, that
that's the risk, and that also probably put a little bit of pressure, a little bit of panic on you, and may have contributed to you missing your cooldowns.
100%. 100. Yeah, this is
You
this
know,
is gonna be a bad game for me.
right? Well, but bad games will really cut to the quick of like when you're at your worst. What are the first things that start to look ugly?
Okay.
You know, so I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on here. Like even right now, do you see your propensity to kind of move unnecessarily? This is all
My,
you need right here. This is the
this
angle
is
that
a
you
fine
have, right?
position.
And so your immediate movement here is grandma's got to put on her loafers and just jog to the mailbox. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
uh,
unnecessary movement. So it does it cost you your life here? No, of course not. But you were not settled in shooting your shots. You risk your life unnecessarily. And then again here,
and
another unnecessary rotation, right? Check it again here. Ryan's walking forward. Where should you be rotating if you're going to rotate here?
if I rotate there, I mean, I shouldn't be there in the open.
Mm-hmm. Where should you be?
What's where should I from this point right here? Where should I decide? Shoot, I need to move somewhere. Where should I rotate?
I would say as your Ryan's walking forward, right? So what should you do?
I honestly, I feel like I would have done the same thing. I would have walked to the right, right?
Hey,
Because
you got it, right? If you're going to rotate here,
better.
actually, ironically, it's to go right back where you should have stayed,
Right where I
right?
stayed.
Right. But at least moving to cover and doing so quickly, whereas it almost becomes like an, oh no, I need to rotate to cover. But at that point, it's already too late,
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a
right?
okay. I'm saying that was a
So,
sloppy
so
rotation.
you are looking for cooldown value here. You are looking for damage value. At least initially, you were. But the problem is that you needed a good sightline, good cover usage, and because you missed that basic fundamental, everything felt terrible.
Okay, yeah.
Everything felt terrible. And obviously, the difference between knowing that and doing that is night and day. Because if everybody could do exactly what they know, I would be the greatest player in the history of the world. But I'm not, because it's one thing to know something, and the other thing to do it in the heat of the battle when everything is being stressful, right? So let's jump. I'm jumping ahead to the Ana here, so we can stay on the topic of Ana.
Right, great. I think I throw this entire game because I died.
That's all right. Now, again, here, you got to choose. You got to choose your angle here. You are positioned very aggressively up close here because you wanted to spawn stuff. That's fine with me. So then from where you are now, or even like where you came from, what angle, what sightline should you hold?
Okay. As they start, Gosh, which angle would I want to hold? I guess I would want to maybe go. I'd probably, if we're fighting there, I'd probably want to go where that. Gosh, you see on the right where the corner is near the point.
Yeah, like here.
I'd probably be a little further up.
Okay, like
Yeah,
here.
yeah, right. The trees. That there. Over
This
here.
is so.
Yeah.
This is all right. I think you can do better.
You think I could do better?
I think you can do better.
All right, then usually from here I'd be either in the house on the left.
Yeah. I mean,
over
this
here on the high ground or the low ground.
this is the obvious one, but you didn't want to do that because you wanted to shoot from point, right? So you need to find a rotation that's closer.
So I'd find a rotation that's closer, and that rotation closer from that damage point would be just in here. Oh,
You got it. Now, this is not something that you see very often, right? I could tell you'd already written it off, that you're like, oh, I don't. Let me tell you something. This is pretty good. All right. You've got a nice sight line. You've got cover. You can see your high ground here. And then again, you can push and look for cooldown value here as well. I hold this position all the time when I play this map, right?
Oh.
Now, is it going to feel bad in some circumstances? Yeah, sometimes it's not going to be optimal, right? If your team is playing, like, let's say here, you'd probably want to play backside here or even take the angle backside here, right? But with where your team is aggressively holding, I think it's probably the best position you could hold.
Okay, yeah.
And it doesn't take like any sort of crazy map knowledge to know that. You just needed a sight line and you needed cover. And where you are now does not provide that. Back here does not provide sight line. It provides cover, but no sight line.
I really got to work on where I want to hold as Ana and where I'm going to fall back.
Right. And the tricky thing with Ana is that if you're forced to move a lot, like kind of like what you're doing here, you got to be really quick with where you go and not hanging around in the open. Because let's be honest with you, even if you were to hold here, which I didn't really like all that much because it felt a little close, I would still love, yes, exactly. So much better than what you're doing right now. So it's okay to make the wrong read. That's all right. It's really not that big of a deal if you do. Just do it.
Commit to something.
Do it. There we go. At least we got here.
Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my goal. I wanted to move back here once I had that very long rotation.
But we talked about Grandma with loafers rotating unnecessarily. When Grandma with loafers has to rotate necessarily, you got to do it fast. You know what I'm saying? Grandma's got to go.
Grandma didn't need to go that far anyway, so Grandma should have just stayed near. And that's where I died.
I mean, honestly, you should have hit it. You were ready for it. And that's a compliment. Like, you were in a good position. I like your positioning here. Like you were maybe a little bit unaware that she was there in the first place. I think that's maybe a bit of a problem here.
I think I knew she was coming from the right because I noticed they were going from the right. I think she came up on me a little quicker than I thought.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's the bar movement. It's the rework.
It's that space button. You know, check this out.
Oh, that made so much sense, dude. I was thinking about that.
Bam, right there. Yeah, she uses that coolness so she gets close. To be honest with you, though, you put yourself in a good position to succeed. You just beefed. And if you put yourself in a position to succeed and you just beef the mechanics, that's all right. It's all right. Yeah. I mean, really, it is. I mean, it really is. Yeah. No complaints from me. Hit the sleep next time.
Yep.
Because, like, I don't really care if you make a goofy little error. It's about bad decisions that I'm worried about, or no decision at all. All right. Do you have an angle? Do you have a sight line? Do you have cover? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. This seems fine to me. You can do a lot of damage from here.
I'm whiffing everything. Holy frick.
Yeah, you're just whiffing everything. That's pretty much all this.
This is not the Hollywood game I wanted to show.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. See, here's what happens when you whiff everything, though. We just ignore it.
You know, I think I'm noticing maybe I shouldn't have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This shouldn't have not been my 8th game, probably. That might have been too many for me. Might have also been like 2 a.m. when we were playing this.
Yeah, that's probably it as well.
I didn't need to drop.
You didn't need to drop. The nade's good. The sleep dart was good. You missed the sleep dart, but you had the right idea. You just didn't need to drop. Because again, when you drop, now you're not in a position to comfortably heal or I mean, you need to be shooting this far off. Like, she cannot, she will kill you if you let her take this off angle.
And she does kill me.
Right. And that's it. Like, that's the thing. It's like when you lose good positioning then all of a sudden you're totally naked to people taking angles and flanks and so on. So, okay. So Ana, I might want to look at a little bit more on it in the future, so we'll hold off on taking notes here. But I want you in your brain to just remember more decisive cover sightline, more decisive cover sightline, more decisive cover sightline. And then we'll take a look at some more Ana later. But for now, let's jump ahead to Bap. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Let's see me. Learn BAP.
Now, I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm curious. Why do you make the BAP swap here?
Oh, dude, I was dying to far Mercy, and I was like, it's not working. I think I wanted. What actually? I need to remind myself, dude. It's crazy that I can't remember yesterday's decision making. It was definitely part of it. It was, I think, survivability, and then it was also the Bar of Mercy, to be honest. But they're not even on the Bar of Mercy.
Yeah,
So,
something to consider. Because if you make the swap
Oh,
to
yeah.
go for pharmacy, and then you spend the rest of the time just 24/7 healing your team, Now, obviously, they kind of need it here, but you need an angle on these. It's the same thing with Ana. The only difference between BAP and Ana is I think that there's not as much direct offensive cooldown value. It's more about using your cooldowns for you and your team so that you can keep shooting. Right? BAP has less cooldown offensive impact, but has generally more consistent offensive impact with his weapon. The problem is here that now that your Rhine is basically close to full, where should your crosshair be?
It should be at that far.
You got it. You got it. Not just at the enemy team, but at the enemy target that is going aggressively with that far. Exactly. It's that one moment of distraction of unnecessary support that allows that Pharah to get that rocket right there without getting punished.
Yep.
Which then forces your shift, which means that
baby.
now you can't play as aggressively as you'd like to, and so on.
Oh, baby, I better not be making that left rotation again. Oh, actually, I'm going high ground. I'll take it.
I think this is, I like the idea here. The only problem is that I don't think I would necessarily want to get very close to a Venture Pharah.
Yeah, I didn't even know Venture could get up there.
Yeah,
I probably could she dig through that?
They go right. Well, I think they drill dashed up. I think they just went straight up. Yeah, they popped up and then drill dashed right in your face.
Gosh.
Yeah,
I didn't know they could do that.
This character does this. So here's what I would say though. Okay, so then what sightline should you take? This one was too close.
Okay, I probably would have been. I want to say where the Alari is. Alari inside or outside?
That's okay. Yeah, this is okay. If you had the time to rotate with your Ashe, this would also be good too, right? Yep, you got it.
Yeah, either of those angles.
You're a genius. And once you take the time to think about your position just a wee little bit, you come up with good answers.
Gosh, I'm just no.
I
remember this. Oh, this first point is painful. I'm remembering this now. I think.
Yes, you're cracked.
Hey.
It's too late to matter, but I mean, I'm still impressed. Nice. See, there you go.
Gosh.
Good.
Gosh, I am whipping so many more shots than I need.
Maybe, but this is also one of the challenges of Baptiste is how many times that your crosshair has to move. So this is where it's really important, number one, to improve that skill to where you move from healing to damage. And then also, when I see this, do not heal this Ashe again. She's full. She's basically full. Get the crosshair in the Venture. Get him out.
Right.
And so you go back and you heal again, right?
Right.
This is what you need to be doing. That damage right there forces the Pharah out, which reduces the amount of damage your team takes. Good. Good heal the Ashe. But even here, you see the pylon. You see that she's 3/4 of the way full. You should not heal again.
Should not heal her.
You should be shooting this Venture. This Venture could be dead right here. So it's not just about getting people to full. It's about getting them close enough to full that they're not at a risk of dying and then popping off. Good window. Good window. And then here, this is the crazy thing. People use windows, but if the window doesn't see anything, what's the point of the window?
Yeah,
your window did the job though. That's the thing. Your window was good. Good job. Well, it did because look at where the window is placed.
I guess I felt like they just left already by the time I put it down.
Well, why did they leave? Why did they leave already? Listen.
I guess because I put the window down.
Just listen. Just listen. Just listen.
Okay, I'm listening. Oh, Alari
yes.
and my
yes.
ult. Okay.
Yes. So if you'd heard the Ilari ultimate, let her use it, and then you can window deeper. Let's say you didn't. Your Ilari didn't ult. This BAP is window is very important to clear all this space out. And then now your team can take the high ground and take the flank here, push the point, and so on. So this was a good or a bad BAP window. It was good if the Ilari didn't ult. It's bad because the Ilari ult. But the idea behind this ultimate is good.
Oh, right.
It's good.
Okay, I see.
It's totally fine. Just it's bad because two people have the same idea. Is basically the problem.
Okay, I see.
Your BAP window isn't always going to immediately like, get like 17 kills, right? People will hide, but remember, them hiding is good for your team. Yes, exactly. It's of a lot of value. So what you shouldn't do though is you shouldn't stand here and keep waiting for value to happen. The value has happened. You did it. Congratulations. You zoned them out. So now walk forward to the high ground that before was way too close, but now it's not way too close.
But now it's fine because the window just
or rotate or whatever else. Right.
But now I'm waiting for the value that's not going to come.
Exactly. And then now the enemy team is going to push back, right? So where do you need to be? I would say this isn't like a necessarily black and white answer, but come up with some ideas.
They're coming from spawn. I probably shouldn't be holding high ground like I'm about to. Gosh, where would I hold from here?
You want an easy answer. Easy answer, right? You don't want to overthink it. You need cover, you need a sightline. Where can you get that?
Okay, then I could just, because I think I wanted to keep pushing that Farah because she was about to go undercover, but technically, like a
you could though. You could keep pushing. If you're going to keep pushing, if you want to keep aggressively rotating though, where do you need to rotate? See, your Ashe and Soldier are respectfully idiots. They're in the middle of the open, right? You need to commit either to something aggressive or something more defensive, but it needs to have cover. Where do you need to go?
I probably would have wanted to. I probably would have wanted to rotate to that little platform and actually get on top of that.
Let's do it. I'm actually totally fine with this. Actually, crazy aggressive, but you know what? You got cover here. You can make it work. You can make it work. Even just rotating to these boxes, you can make it work. Okay, so give me a more defensive option.
A defensive option? A lot more defense. Gosh, we wouldn't be able. Okay, wait. Dude, I just realized the enemy Zarya and Baptiste are up there. That's why we lost the fight if we lose it right here. I'm gonna say probably back in that little door, not the spawn one, but that.
Here? Or this one?
No, that one.
You got it. Look at this nice little sight line here. If they walk on a point, you can shoot. You can heal. You got cover. Perfect. You got it. See, the problem is it's never that you end necessarily in a bad spot. It's this awkward loafing.
This awkward middle ground.
Go. Commit. Right. Because there's a window of time there where you could have just gotten killed from the people on the high ground there.
So wait, how should I? I guess how should I have? Because I'm slowly making it over. How could I have done
quickly?
Just like a straight line or something.
Just go. Yes,
let me see my third person self.
Yeah,
I want to see me doing this. Okay, yeah, I'm not going straight to it. I'm kind of waffling. Okay.
Right. That's all it is. And the Zarya almost got you. She was reaching. But yeah, this is honestly fine.
Oh no.
No. But you needed it, right? This is a lot like you don't want to get your lamp blown because you're being stupid. But using your lamp to make sure that you don't die and that you can win a 1v1 is totally fine. The only problem is he just landed on the floor.
Dude,
that's it.
Excavation.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, you actually just lost the fight to staying on the floor. That's it. All right.
Yeah, I should have jumped. I shouldn't. I think I fell. I fell focusing on that.
Mm-hmm.
How it is. Okay, so can't even remember if we win this. I'm believing.
You do.
This.
You
got
do.
This.
You got this. Now this was too close before, but why is this not too close now?
Well, the far is all the way back there.
Where's Venture?
Venture's dead, and far is all the way back.
And that's it.
That thing.
Do you have cover? Well, did you have cover?
I did.
You did. Maybe
I like that. Maybe I'll back up.
Maybe. Oh. Good. Nice. I mean, really, this is fine. This is fine.
It's so funny watching my gameplay back.
I mean, it's funny for everybody. Everybody's a lot worse. They're all like, I thought I was so fluid, but I'm so bad.
No, I already knew this was a bad game. I already blamed myself.
No, but really, this has been mostly fine. This has been mostly fine. You took the sight line, took an angle, you hit some shots, you're cooking.
No!
You got this. I never doubted. Look at you. Mechanics are pretty good here. Dude. You know, the Ana goof up earlier, I think you've made up for it, you know?
I think I kind of relocked it. I don't know. My mechanics are either like absolutely like stellar, like they could be way like I could hit like all my shots, but other nights like other like games for some reason just start like whiffing every single thing. It's so weird. I don't know why.
I mean, inconsistency with mechanics. Oh, here, let me actually. This one is not an early release, but let me send you.
Oh my
video.
gosh.
I have an answer for everything. Okay, hang on. Wait, where is it? I got it. Okay, so here we go. There you go. Something to consider. Let's keep going here. Oh my days.
Oh no.
I can tell you, unless you know they don't have cooldowns, not a 1v1 you want to take at that range.
Right, that's not a right. I think,
not a 1v1 to take at that range.
I told you this is actually one of my biggest issues with like dying, but apparently it might be my rotations. I thought there's games where I'm like, what am I like? I'm just not respecting the DPS, dude. There's too many times where I try like on Ana, I'm like doing the whole the lower accurate Ana versus Widowmaker fight, and then I just get like blasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not a fight I need to take. I need to know how to ego that.
Well, okay, let's be very clear. Remember, we're blaming it on ego here, which is probably true, but why is this bad for you right now? What's wrong with what we're seeing right here?
The issue is I don't know that she has no cooldowns, or is the issue...
How would you 1v1 a Venture? You've already 1v1'd a Venture before and did just fine. What was the difference?
Well, first of all, if it's a 1v1, do I have my cooldowns?
Great question. No. Only one. Okay.
But I have to hit every single headshot.
Pretty much. Okay. Also, if I'm Venture, what are Venture's weaknesses? How does Venture want to approach this 1v1?
I have no idea, this hero.
Okay. But you could tell, like, let's start with the range. Oh, you got what I'm saying?
They want to, I believe they want to just like, actually they want to be close. I don't think they need to be right up to you because they could just drill you, right? So they just need to be close. And this is close. They got the range advantage right here because I prefer being mid-range.
That's it.
They want to be right up.
That's it. So that you can't win this. Like you can't. Like it's like a 95% chance that you lose this. I don't even know why they don't. I have no idea. I think that they had a Spilo moment with mechanics maybe. But like, yeah, there's just no way that you win this. So, right. So like, if you want to take that 1v1, I don't actually discourage you for taking the 1v1. Just don't do it at point blank range, please. It's the same thing like when you play when do you ego a Widow? You should ego Widows. Just don't do it at 50 meters. Do it close, right?
Not on Havana.
Exactly. Fight to your strengths. Because think about it, the Widow. How many Widows do you know would sit here versus like, let's say you peek them here and just do like hit a flick headshot? It's hard, right? It's very hard. Not many, right? So that it would not be you egoing the Widow. It would be the Widow egoing you, even though you're a support hero, right?
And if I lost, that's just, I took the right decision. I just didn't.
Exactly. So for you, I want you to consider when you talk about like I ego DPS too much, I want you to look at how you're taking the 1v1s in terms of the status of your cooldowns and the status of the range that you're playing.
Because if it's a good fight, if it's a good fight, like it's a good fight, but that's not a. That was.
For example, if you're egoing a Genji and you don't have nade as Ana, that's stupid. It's not. Oh, you have too much ego. It's like it's just not tracking and adjusting how you're playing with your cooldowns. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Because the problem is if you don't take good, smart 1v1s, you're going to lose a lot of games.
What am I doing?
See, this is ego. Where's the ego here? What's the ego here?
If I land all my shots, they're dead.
Now, you do have cooldowns, but again, I want to break this down. This is Zafara. How does Zafara want to play versus a Baptiste?
In his face.
In his face, right?
And he is in my face. Well, he's in my butt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Close enough. Yikes, dude.
Okay. That's okay. For you, I think like you put it earlier, it's like there's not as much learning for me. It's more about like finding what habits that I have to solve.
Get rid of.
And I have to solve things that I just have to.
I technically know how to position. I'm just not at all thinking about it during the game properly, I guess. So it's like a bad habits with it. Right?
Exactly.
It's not like I need like a spreadsheet to learn how to position better necessarily. Oh, this is... Yeah.
See, this isn't ego. You know what I'm saying? This is just smart.
Because
right?
I have the range.
You have the range, you have the cooldowns. As long as you have a little bit of cover here, I would say we're progressively moving forward.
As long as I don't push them, we're good.
Now, this is where you're probably waiting for the perfect opportunity to BAP window. Do it now.
Should have just done it. Yeah.
Let me be honest. If you drop the BAP window here, use it to pepper the pharmacy. They disengage. You then shoot Rain Shield. They back up. That's space. You'll win off of that.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll win off of that. As long as the fight's starting and you got and the enemy team has to do something awkward like back up or back in or whatever. That's annoying. It's annoying. Use it. Because now she's gotten a little close. It's actually kind of hard to beat a pharmacy in a 1v1 as a BAP because you don't have the DPS passive.
Oh, that was ego. Oh.
You got it, and you don't even need to know why it was ego. You know exactly why it was bad. After what we've talked about, right? It's too close. Okay. And then, yeah, shenanigans. Okay, let's I want to look a little bit more at Ana, actually, if that works for you.
Yeah, sure. Do you prefer the problem is I don't remember all these games I played.
That's okay. That's okay. What we could do is I can pull them up and skim through it, and you're like, oh, this one sucks, and we can do a different one. It's fine for me.
Right. How do I? You want me just to send replay codes at one at a time, or like?
Yeah, let's
my first game of the day. You know, maybe that's like these.
Yeah, sure. Let's start before we do that though. Let's do the Baptiste notes really fast. So what needs to be? I've just dropped Baptiste in there. What needs to be improved with your Baptiste? Be specific, as specific as you can.
Well, this isn't a Baptiste thing, but it's a every hero thing. I need to know if I take a 1v1, I need to know, do I have the advantage? Do I have my cooldowns? Do they have the cooldowns? Am I playing at their range or my range? And then that decides whether or not I can fight them, right? Baptiste things. I swapped on the Baptiste to deal with Pharah. I was heal botting too much. I should be just blasting the Pharah, right? In that circumstance, I guess, right? Window doesn't need to be some grandioso play of the game montage, fresh nuts video. It could just if it got space, it got space. If it builds space and like wins us the fight, it wins us the fight. And
you got it.
Heck, if they all back up from the window, if the window did its purpose, it caused them all to back up, right? So it's a good window.
Okay. That's all I got. I think that's more than enough. I think your CD usage was a little bit messy here and there, but I think your idea of why you're using the CDs was okay. And I'd prefer you to start practicing like cleaning up your positioning and then translate that into better CD usage rather than the other way around. Like you don't know how to use your CDs if you don't know how to position. Once you learn how to position, you'll get better at using your CDs. I think for the most part, though, I don't think your CDs were the major problem.
Okay, we're going to go from the last game of the day to the first game of the day and see that change.
Worse for me.
Let's see. View. Sorry, I'm getting the replay code. Replay code. Gosh, dude. My duo always does this, so I completely forget how to... There we go. Copy. I think this is a fine game. I think this was a close game that we won, or it was actually a stomp. It might have been a stomp, actually. It might not be a good game.
We'll skim through super fast, and you tell me if you remember it. Yeah. Well, it's not a stomp. It's 17 minutes, so I think we should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Gosh,
a decent
it was close. No, it was close. They definitely... Never mind, it's not a stomp. I thought we held them first point, but no. We barely, I think, won with an overtime, maybe? I don't remember.
So with Ana, we remember that your positioning, your rotations were a little clunky here and there. And
yeah.
I think that was mostly it. It was just discipline with cover and positioning. I think you had the right idea with your cooldowns, at least from the first thing. So we'll keep looking.
Right, it was just whipped with the cooldown.
Yeah.
I think I focused too much on cooldowns. It's not actually an issue of mine. I think I just hard focus on, am I landing a big nade in this fight?
Yeah.
Because that's what makes me feel like, oh yeah, I won that fight right there. Yep.
Yeah, and here it is, right? Like I think maybe this nade's a little late. Like I think you could have. If I see this, I'm just nading now. Like that's 3 people right there. And then obviously you did miss the sleep dart, which is a little bit cringe. But the main thing here is this, right? The angle is fine, but if you're gonna rotate, hug the corner, right? What do? Grandma runs into the wall and then dies.
Yeah, I could have just stayed over there.
Yeah, you got it. The nade was fine. It was good. Forces cardiac and forces him out, but you're dead. So, you know.
Gosh.
All right, get it right there. Good try.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay. All right, I want to see the fat nade here. Here we go. Get him. You have nade. Use it. I think if anything, you're waiting too long to nade. I think if I see this here, this guy is here, I'm immediately nading right there. Bam.
I'm scared to go around the corner and then I can't do anything.
Right, and then again here, right? Immediately nade. You're taking like a couple of shots and then you're nading. No, nade quickly.
Right.
Fine. Widow should die. Get the sleep dart here. Good sleep dart. Get the nade here. Good nade. Yeah, this is good. I think the only thing I would say is just you're a little slow with your cooldowns, but what you're doing with them is obviously fine. Like the awkward coaching, right? Like you're gonna use your cooldowns. Like we know that you're gonna use your cooldowns. Damage. And this is ego. It's the same thing as bat.
Yeah, there's the widow
when you
duel,
peek
dude.
the widow, what should you be doing with the widow duel right now?
Is she looking at me, I guess?
She's looking at you. This is not your effective range. So if I'm dueling this widow, let me tell you what I would do. I would chuck nade over the edge here, like chuck it, and then I'd peek sleep. Because my sleep dart is a sniper. Because if I sleep her, I only have to peek once. So the nade hits because I'm just the greatest Ana of all time. The sleep hits because I'm the greatest Ana of all time.
Bam, and then boom.
And then you pop one shot and your Orisa hits a javelin, she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
You could nano this. You could nano it. I think you're thinking about it. Nade misses.
I'm thinking about it. Oh. This is the I panicked because my dude was yelling, "Oh wait, they contested it."
You needed a nano. You needed to hit the nade. You needed to hit the sleep. It's like at the worst of both worlds.
I panicked as I saw that big.
No!
Yeah, I wanted to hit.
Oh no! Okay, all right. That's all right. Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Yep, that was not my best play.
That's okay. That's okay. You're good. You're good. You're good. Okay, let's see here. I'm excited for this fight because you're gonna pop off.
I don't know. You know.
Oh, I know. I trust. I trust.
Man, I wish I showed you the Hollywood game. I would have been like, wow, you're doing great.
You Hollywood game, you're smurfing, hitting like 7Ks, killing the entire enemy team backline.
Oh, yeah. I felt so good about that Hollywood game, and we still lost. That was why I wanted to show it so bad.
It's the same thing here. You're very messy with your rotations. I actually noticed this a little bit on the first fight or after the first fight. You were like rotating, and there was a widow peeking at you, and you didn't even notice. You just kind of did this.
Oh yeah, that's me for not respecting the DPS. Like
right. I think it's not even like a lack of respect. I just think your brain is elsewhere.
Oh no, actually, I say not lack of respect. By lack of respect, I mean I don't even know they're there.
yeah, sure. Something to consider. I think remember when we're practicing these things, we're not trying to like increase the number of things that you can think about. It's just like directing your attention to like, we need to make your autopilot respect of Widow higher. Like when I'm playing Widow, I'm not much better than you are on, all right? Like no matter what I'm saying, okay? Mm-hmm. But one thing that I do probably a little better than you is I'm better at respecting Widow without really paying attention. I just strafe more, I use cover more, I do the whole little head spin where I look at the floor if I have to rotate in the open, you know. Mm-hmm. But it just comes through practice. You know, I've gotten headshot a lot of times and I've realized that I need to improve it. So you need to kind of get to that point here. This is just, I think it's because you're thinking cooldowns, and I can see your crosshair go up. You're thinking nade. I can see it.
100%. I'm like, I think I'm hard focusing because I'm like, I gotta get my cooldown.
But the thing that kills me is you don't even use it.
I don't even use it. Yeah.
You get this like the burst of both worlds. You'll think about using it, but you won't use it. By the way, nade here would be great. Totally forces her out.
I think I'm waiting for too big of a cooldown.
That could be it.
I think I'm like one little guy getting nade. That's not enough. I wanna hit them all.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
See, this is why I need you here, because I can sit here and point out the problem, but I got to kind of gripe at you to figure out like, why is this problem presenting itself?
Mm-hmm.
Something to consider. Now this fight, surely you're going to pop off. Look, you see it? You guys capped. I knew it.
This is the one.
You popped off. That's it right there. You popped off. Just your inspiring presence of you dying first. Your team was like, let's do it for infinity. And then everyone lit up this big cheer, like some Braveheart moment.
They won right after I got
that's it.
Absolutely.
What a sacrifice. It's really beautiful, actually. Fine, it's fine. Get ready for a big nade there.
A big nade any second now.
It's coming.
Second now. I'm going to flick the corner. Never mind. I remember this. This is painful, isn't it? Oh, no. I think we survived.
I think as well, one thing with your sleep darts too is sometimes it feels a little bit like your brain isn't fully turned on. It feels one of the things is like I think every coach has like a weakness, right? By the way that when you work with me, I've noticed sometimes people will overthink like flanking too much. Like they'll get too into the flank pill, right? I notice people that with awkward, they get very lazy with their cooldowns. So like, I look at the sleep dart. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, it's because I think he teaches just use the basic off cooldown.
Yeah, and then, but if I look at this here, no way your mechanics are this bad. No way your mechanics are bad. I see Venture here.
You're
thinking sleep dart. Like you didn't even move your crosshair, right?
I think I was just. I think I just. Yeah, I don't think I was locked in. I guess I think I was just throwing it like I was hoping. Sometimes I think I do hope sleeps. I'm like there's somebody over there. But
yeah. Well, we've seen you've missed Malga like what 2 or 3 times.
I don't want to talk about the Malgas.
Right. But that's not a mechanical problem, really. It's just a lack of engagement. Like I can put it right. Exactly. It's a mental state. It's where it's like you've kind of shelved the sleep dart as just something that you throw, but it's something that you need to throw and get value out of. Otherwise, you're throwing because there's other you're losing value. So I would keep an eye on that. We will definitely put that on our note list here, specifically with your sleep dart. This fight's basically lost because this is what happens, right? You miss your cooldowns. You're like, oh, we just lost. How did we lose? Well, it's because you were MIA. You haven't been doing anything uniquely on her. All right, we'll watch this fight here, and you're going to get a 7K, and then we'll finish the review.
Yippee. I can't wait for my 7K.
All right, here it comes. Here comes the 7K. Hold tight. It's coming. Nate. Like, if I see this, I'm nading. This is so juicy. It's so juicy. Use it. Here it comes. Come
on. It's right there.
There it is. Good. Okay, not the best. Probably would have slept Diva and looked for Nate elsewhere, frankly, just because she's just monstrous. But that's okay. You still hit it. We're hitting some shots. I like our positioning here, by the way. Look at our sight line here. We got a pretty nice one. And we got some good cover. Now we can rotate forward, hit that nade. Use that nano. Use it. Here comes the nano. Good. We got the kill on soldier.
Okay,
hit the sleep dart. Hit it. No. We're going to hit the sleep dart. We're going to finish this with a 6 sleep dart. Here it comes.
Come on.
Use it. Come on. No! Okay. Actually, not a bad fight from you. Pretty good use of your cover there. Positioning was good. You did hit some cooldowns and get some stuff out of it. But definitely is some stuff to work on. Okay, so Anna, we talked about discipline with cover usage when rotating. Big thing with your positioning. But what else did we talk about with Anna? Even just some small details to keep an eye
on. Sleep. Don't just
sleep.
Throw it out.
Don't just throw it out. Be intentional with your mechanics. It's not even necessarily that you need to save it. I think you do. With the times that you used it, it was totally fine to have the old awkward mindset of just get value, right? But aim it. Aim it. Seriously, aim it, right? Even if you miss the sleep dart, you're practicing your mechanics while you're using it, right? But if you're just pressing the button, nope. Let's put it this way. If I put a blindfold on you and said, practice your sleep dart mechanics, you'd laugh at me. Like, how am I supposed to? That's kind of what you're doing to yourself, right? Okay, nade. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity.
Yep. If I see a few people, or if I see a person and, bam.
You got it. I was very observant of you to pick up on that. I think you're right.
It's kind of the opposite, honestly. The sleep and nade issues actually not almost. The sleep, I see someone, I throw it. The nade, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna same with nano. Oh gosh.
I cheated there. I threw in a detail that we didn't even talk about, right? Which I think that your nano and nade are the same thing. I think nano is just if the fight's starting and there's somebody aggressing on the enemy backline or on the enemy front line, use it. Seriously, use it. It's an ultimate that's not hard to set up, so you should be just using it whenever you can.
Right. Yeah. I try to. I think I developed bad habits with it because I think I nano. I nano my tank sometimes at times when they don't want it because we really these at this point she asked me like tell me when I'm like tell I'll tell you when I want nano when I say I got nano. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we don't quite. I think it's developed the bad habits where I won't trust my own gut instinct and just nano early in the fight where I'm
Yep.
like waiting
Yep.
for a
Yep.
perfect nano or something. It's kind of
Yep.
weird.
Yep. It might be similar to like that nade situation where like you can definitely do better with it, but if you have to wait so long, at that point it's not even worth. You're gonna lose fights because you didn't use your nano, right? I think there are some
Yeah.
ultimates like Blade, like Diva Bomb, or I'm trying to look at what else here.
Nade Diva Bomb.
Nade Diva. There's a couple of May ult, right? Is another where they might be a little bit tricky to set up, right? But Nano is not one of them. Nano is one of the easiest ultimates to use.
So nano, yeah, just fight starts, pick a good nano target.
Yep.
We're
Well,
good.
actually, don't pick a good nano target to see who's fighting. I would rather nano a Lucio on the enemy backline than my Reinhardt who's standing AFK at choke with holding shield.
Okay, so whoever got a good with their good theoretical sight line for damage or like range for their damage, right? And they're going in, right?
Yes.
Or they're doing their thing.
You want to nano people who are engaged, who are actually fighting, regardless of who they are. Obviously, there's good and bad nano targets, but it's more important that they're engaged than it is who they are.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, this is a lot to look at.
Yeah,
Gosh, I never realized.
it's a lot, but the key thing for you is that it's nothing that you don't necessarily understand. It's just something that you need to train. Now, here's how I would train this because there's like a clip dump on you, right? Practice these things one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even expect yourself to be perfect for the entire game. Be like, this game, I'm going to see if half the game, if I can stay focused on aiming my sleep darts properly, then it's going to be a successful training session.
Okay.
Don't worry about your positioning. Don't worry about your nades. Don't worry about your nails. Just your sleep darts. And then tomorrow or the next game, you're going to work on something else. And the next game, you work on something else. And the same thing goes with your BAP. And you will not be perfect. You'll forget. You'll autopilot. You'll get tilted. You'll try to win the game. Whatever. But it will be more productive than what you're doing now. Be patient. Be persistent. And keep driving at these things. Your job is to play well. Your job is to practice well. Go ahead.
Which ones are the most valuable? Like,
Great question. You tell me.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Gosh, I feel like it's the rotation.
Probably the cover usage with rotating. Yeah, that's probably a really, really important one. What else?
The second most important?
Yeah.
If I would say, okay, it's either the egoing or maybe better. I'd say better cooldowns. I'd say better cooldowns.
Okay. What about your cooldown? So remember that we're not
sleep is too thrown out. It's not intentional with aim.
Mm-hmm.
And the nade, I should just use it more frequently. I shouldn't wait for that perfect opportunity.
You got it.
Okay.
Trust your judgment with this stuff. You're smart. We've already proved that, right? Trust your judgment.
Gosh, after those games, I don't know.
Well, but see but again, have you seen me review myself? I look like I'm an idiot, right?
I haven't seen you review stuff actually.
Okay. Well, there's a reason. Okay, your ability to understand, your ability to execute. It's always eye opening. It's always difficult. You're a good player. You are objectively a good player given your rank, right? But that doesn't mean that there is still not a lot that you could be doing better, right?
Right. Okay.
You're doing fine. Keep practicing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jeez.
Yeah, so I think the big thing here is like you should walk away from this review like, oh my gosh, I could definitely fix these things like that. But also don't feel like, oh, I'm just a bad player. No. You're not a bad player.
Oh, I think that's actually the problem with my mentality, actually, unironically. Like I'm absolutely chill. If my team's throwing, if my team's raging, if my team's anything like that, I don't tilt from that stuff. But like when I'm not playing well, I'm like, gosh, what am I doing? This is 6 years.
Right. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Make sure that you're prioritizing having fun and this is all like you have already proven again that you are a good player given that your rank. And now just see if you can do a little better. That's all. Okay, any questions?
Gosh, after that, I already asked the Spilo question. That was the one. That was the big one I wanted to do. Actually, dude, I was in a debate.
That's the important question.
Can I ask an off-topic? Can I ask a slightly off-topic question?
Yeah, go for it.
It's kind of an FPS question. I've just been wondering because I actually just recently got into Valorant, but I'm wondering, does like aim translate to different games very well, or is it like
Yes, it does.
it does? It does.
It does. Not
Yeah,
perfectly, not one to one by any means, but people who are
absolutely.
successful aiming in one game will be successful in the other one.
Do people who are successful in one game like are they do they become successful pretty easily in other games, or is it?
Usually yes, because it takes a certain like mindset, skill set of like setting goals and problem solving, and honestly, just being the type of person that enjoys games will generally get good at other games. You kind of see what I'm saying? Like if you're good
Yeah.
at sports, you're going to be good at other sports, not because necessarily you have some like physical gift, although it might be somewhat true, but it's because you want to play the sport. So if you want to play it, you're going to get good at it. You got to see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
like you ever
I've
know some
always
people
seen,
like, oh, I'm not good at sports. How often do those people play sports? You know, it's like
yeah,
a self-fulfilling
that's true.
prophecy.
Now I was always thinking like, I saw a lot of like Valorant players or like CS:GO players or Overwatch players. I'm like, shoot, were they good at? Are they just built different in any game, or did there a lot of skills translate?
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you're gonna kill me. I'm gonna link
Is
another
that
video.
its own
I'm
big? Is
gonna
that its?
link another video.
Is that all right? I'm writing.
All right. All right. Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I'm glad I'm bringing.
Yeah, you're gonna be a whole 15 cents of ad revenue. Bless you.
I,
Um,
I love. I love your videos sometimes. I love.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, the TLDR is that like you are an accumulation of like all the life skills that you've developed up to a point. A lot of
Ah,
that could be like your experience that like why do you like Overwatch? I think is like a good question, right? The question is not
mhm.
why are you good at Overwatch because probably because you like it. The question should
Like
be
it.
why do you like Overwatch? And that's generally where you have like these gifts and
Really?
things, right? Yeah. Because people that like things generally get pretty good at them.
Yeah, they put all the time in it. They work on
Right.
it. If you don't like
Right.
something,
Exactly, exactly. So like, it starts with why do you like this? And then if you can answer that question, that's generally around 75-80% of why you're good at
right? So that's 75 or 80%. All
it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Huh.
just a ballpark number, but yeah.
No, yeah, of course. No, we all pull that those statistics
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say, yeah,
yeah,
about
yeah.
70%.
Yeah,
Of,
exactly. 72.3%. Yeah.
I feel like the 80/20 rule is just like a made up, like 80% sounds about right.
It sounds right. It's a good juicy number. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions?
I think I'm good. You
All right.
you broke me
Cheers.
down